I get used to it.
Yeah. At the PCA thing, you were like, hey,
I was introducing
this is
Mr. Webb. Yeah, I was just like in the morning. I was like, oh, this is Mr. Webb. But it worked.
Everyone was probably like, what the hell?
See how small my head is?
I have a small head too. Size 7.
I'm like 6 1/4.
Don't worry about it, man. We're good.
All right, welcome to podcast number 5, live from Mr. Webb's basement. Did I do all right?
Where all the magic happens.
Yep. This week we got all 4 of us here, plus Julie, camera.
Corner Julie.
Yeah.
Corner Jules, yeah.
We missed Kevin last time on my birthday, but he was swimming with the sharks. So, how'd that go?
Back to tell the story.
Yeah.
Good.
Did
good
you
time
see
off.
any sharks?
Just seals. Just seals. But
Yeah.
Good time. Good time off.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, where'd you go?
Like Goose Rocks Beach. It's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes from Kennebunkport downtown.
Okay, cool.
Nice little spot.
Do you see the bushes?
So they're on like the 2. They're like 15 minutes from where I am, more or less, over there.
Oh, those bushes. I was
Yeah,
like, bushes?
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
plant enthusiast? They're special bushes?
He is a
I
plant
get it.
enthusiast.
He's a plant enthusiast, all right.
So we got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, they're going to get really boring after this because I don't think any of us are buying more cars in the next week or so.
You guys need to tell me.
You never know. I mean,
you
It's
never know.
Kevin's turn, I think.
Yeah.
Again?
Could happen.
Oh my
You
God.
were looking.
I can't even look at a magazine right now. Like, no way.
No. You're in trouble.
No, I mean, what else can I get? I mean, I don't know what would I even.
Oh, we could figure that out easy.
Jeez, I mean, we were
Slow car.
talking earlier about what was the reason why something Mr. Webb and I were talking earlier, but I mean, I'm locked in on my daily and my my cars, and my track car is my track car. So I'm just looking to do more track days, basically. That's my goal.
So
Don't sell me a car. That is not happening. No one is selling me a car right now.
when is your next track day?
I got to reach out to do my track experience. I'm going to do it in September. So I'm definitely doing
At Palmer?
At Palmer, and I'm definitely going to do another day at Motorsport in September with an invite from Duncan.
Okay.
So
You tell Duncan
maybe I can be a
you
member
got a
now.
couple friends or what?
that's the plan. So Jeff, who I originally went with, he mentioned that the plan is to go back in September or October, and he said if you know anyone else that would want to join for the day, to please send the info, and easy as that. So
Okay.
I will let you know the day, most likely a Thursday. And
Date and time.
yeah, probably mid-September on a Thursday. We're gonna go up from 8 a.m. to 6 sessions, at least 20, 25. I mean, I did one session. It was 30 minutes, and they even offered me to do a 7th session, and that was after Jeff left.
7th?
Yeah. And I was like, no, thank you. I don't want to push my luck. After I had the instructor do a hot lap, 3 laps, and that was amazing. So I was like, I can't do any more. It exceeded expectations for me.
All right. So we got a lot to talk about.
Damn.
Last episode, which isn't up yet, you weren't here. We talked about driving back with the S2000 from Alabama.
We didn't.
No, we talked. We were gonna do it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So, but we haven't talked about what actually happened. So we flew down to Alabama like 5:30. Got there 9:30 local time.
After my generous ride to the airport.
Yep, you drove us to the airport, or I drove us to the.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way. It's half your car, right? I drove it back for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
And we arrived in Alabama, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Some good breakfast.
Yeah, we had a good breakfast.
Shame I can't remember the place.
Yeah,
Must not have been that good then if you can't.
no, it was
even
actually
remember the
really
name.
good, to be honest. It's one of the few
Alabama's-
places that I've been to down south that had like really good coffee.
Good biscuits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
biscuits with like honey.
Grits.
No grits. No,
No
it was
grits.
really basic. It was like,
Spiced coffee. It's good.
yeah. Mine was
We'll have to
coconut
link it on
something.
there.
Yeah, I'll what I'm gonna do is I'll find it, and then when I post it, I'll link it. So if you're ever in Montgomery, or it's Montgomery, right?
Huntsville.
Huntsville. Sorry. I don't even know.
It's a whole week ago.
But anyway, we flew in. Rob picked us up at the airport, who I bought the car from. Who's
What a guy.
Dan's friend. Yeah, nice guy. He's got a great collection. NSX Evora. Is that?
Yeah, he's got an Evora GT,
Yeah.
2+2. His NSX,
Cayman.
Cayman S, which is
Cayman S.
really Danny's car, his wife.
Yeah. Both of those are yellow.
Yep.
And K-Truck.
Mm-hmm.
Nice color, too, by the way. Usually those are white. His is like a bluish, like a powder blue, which is cool. And a Tesla. Who cares about that?
I was going to say something, but I didn't.
And,
Cool Bronco.
oh, yeah, his Bronco's really cool, too.
Yeah.
A Bronco
Actually.
and a Tesla, huh?
Yeah, so we got
That's
picked
a
up.
good-
We went to breakfast, back to his place, checked out his garage. He's got a nice detached garage that he built a couple of years ago. And we started to roll. And it was, the first 20 minutes, it's great, man. And then you realize you got
Excited.
18 more hours to go.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it was pretty uneventful for the most part.
It was probably the furthest I've driven in a long time. Because I remember we got to that plaza in Tennessee near Bristol Motor Speedway, which is where I consider like getting close to the tail of the dragon during the BRG trip. And we got there like 3 hours after we left. And I was like, man, we got a long drive ahead.
Wasn't that Bucky's, though?
I don't think so. Maybe Bucky's was before that.
Because we were driving for
Before
like
that.
45 minutes, and you're like, hey, can we stop at Bucky's? I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, it's 2.5 hours away. I'm like, I thought it was just like some regular gas stop or, one of the truck, like a Love's or something like that.
I was super excited when it was on a route because when we went down to BRG, I looked it up and it was going to be an extra hour on the trip. And I was like, nah.
We put it in the GPS. We got there, we pull in, and this is like no place that I've ever been to. And it's funny because at one point when I pulled up, I'm thinking this is like Wally World from National Lampoon's Vacation. And then later on in the day we were talking, he's like, yeah, it's like Wally World. And we had like the exact same thought.
So having never been to Bucky's, what do you think about it? Like, what's in your head? What are you thinking?
What
like,
would you think a Bucky's is?
From the sounds of it, I'm thinking like I don't even know. I mean, I'm thinking it's like a...
Well, what do you know about it? You know it's a gas station, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said it was a gas station, and there's like a diner-ish like food vibe there, and
Yeah.
See, when you said Bucky's, I was thinking Chester's.
Yes.
Because when we drove down to Tennessee, we stopped at a Chester's. And Tyler, or Mr. Webb, sorry. I'll edit that out. He really liked the mac and cheese there, which I actually thought the mac and cheese.
No, it wasn't even.
Okay,
it wasn't
this
even from
Chester's that we
Chester's. It
went
was
to,
from Virginia's best damn barbecue.
It was
that
in like a
place.
Love's truck stop, and it was like a counter the size of this. It was the Chester's we went to.
Chester the
So anyway,
molester.
it was a Bucky's. So Bucky's is like the Disney World of truck stops, but it's not a truck stop because it's like
It's
like
like
a
Disney World
Walmart.
of
It's
gas
like
stations.
gas stations.
There's 124 pumps. Each one of them has diesel as well as gas.
What? Okay.
Huge parking lot.
So I pulled in, and you just see pumps for like a mile. And then I parked, and I walk in, and we came in kind of like a side door. And it's almost like walking into a Walmart /
Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, Bass Pro Shop, yep. So you walk in, and when you're walking in, there's like deer feeders and smokers and like
Cigars.
T-shirts.
Live,
laugh, love signs.
Yeah.
Good.
almost like a Christmas tree shop.
Yeah.
If you're,
And it's so busy there, it's like Black Friday.
yeah.
Like if you walk in a Christmas tree shop on Black Friday, this is what a Bucky's looks like.
So
Okay.
so
Wow.
we came in the side door. You walk in the side door. It's like Christmas tree shop or Walmart. You walk in, and then you come to an area that's a wall of beef jerky, and there's like 1,000 different
Jerky boys.
types
I'd
of
say like 100 feet
yeah.
beef jerky counter.
And then you got to go to the bathroom. So you're like, all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom. So you walk in this bathroom, And have you ever been to one of the parking garages? They have them at like Mohegan Sun where there's green and red lights when you're driving down.
Mhm.
So all the stalls have a red and a green light on top of it. I'm thinking, oh, the green light means it's open, but the red light means it's occupied. But then I'm looking and there's all these green lights and they're still occupied. I'm like, this is weird. Come to find out what that light is there's two guys in the bathroom that are constantly cleaning. And every, like, so many times the door opens and closes, the light will turn from red or green to red. And that means they have to go in there and clean the bathroom. And when you go in there, they have like sanitizing stuff everywhere. It's completely spotless. Like, I told people I'd rather go to that bathroom than my house bathroom.
And it's fully enclosed, like walls.
Oh yeah, it's fully.
Oh, that's
door,
like the best.
The doors are
That's
like
a
armored.
fucking game changer.
So it's like no stink is getting out in there. In fact, I sat on the toilet and I asked Dan. I was like, "Do you think they heat the toilets?"
No, they're
Seats.
just in and out so fast in there.
Apparently, whoever was in there before me like really warmed that seat for me. But
You can buy artwork on the way to the bathroom, by the way. If there's a line,
Artwork, dude.
yeah, they have artwork on the wall.
yep.
which
And then
you can buy.
and then in the center, there's like a barbecue thing where they're just throwing out barbecue sandwiches. I got a sausage, which is more of like a kielbasa, turkey, and pulled pork. And you like sausage or what? And then they have a whole separate beef jerky. They have fresh beef jerky. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I got. No, I didn't get some. I
A
don't know.
little
Wait in
fresh
line.
jerk for you.
It was a lot of a big
All right,
line.
keep this PG. All right. But yeah, so they had fresh beef jerky, all the energy drinks. They didn't have any of the
The monsters.
the off-brand stuff that you guys talked about last time. It was all
The
the
special stuff.
Yeah, it was all the legit.
Yeah, Bucky's a legit business. They're probably
Yeah.
not going to deal
And
with that.
you walk out there. So we walked out. There's two complaints about Bucky's. No picnic tables that I could see unless they were in a different area.
Yeah, we used the grill.
So
we opened it.
We opened up like a smoker grill and just stood there and ate. And then the other thing was when we were getting gas, they didn't have like window washers. You know, like the sponge and the squeegee. So I figured that was because they have a car wash. So, but I wasn't going through the car wash. And the general managers there make what, 225.
Up to 225
Yeah.
a year.
Like the cashiers are throwing down 60K or something like that. No
Yeah,
wonder
it's
why
pretty
they're
good.
so friendly. And,
Yeah.
Wow.
But it shows you, if you do a good business and you pay people well, I mean. And then the next morning, Dan's like, hey, we just missed this. Apparently there was another Buc-ee's that was like 20 minutes west. It was like not on our route.
Yeah.
And who was it, Taylor Swift?
No.
It was Tim McGraw or something like that.
Kenny Chesney?
No.
No.
Keith Urban.
Keith Urban.
Keith Urban.
Yeah, he played it at a Bucky's for free.
Yeah. It was like a pop-up
Alright.
concert.
He probably knew he'd have
that
enough
we
of an
just-
audience.
that
They're
we
mostly
just
there
missed.
for the brisket sandwiches, but
Enticing. Very enticing.
now you know why I want to stop at a Bucky's when we went to Atlanta. And when we drove to
You talked
Chattanooga,
about that?
we stopped at a Bucky's. I sent you guys a picture. And there was
Oh.
one like around our drive. And I was like, we should stop at a Bucky's. You guys were like, we don't need gas.
Now we're
Now you know it's not about the gas.
Now we're gonna plan our trips around Buc-ee's when we
Nice.
go
Sounds
down
like
in
it.
Atlanta.
Mhm.
In fact, Mr. Webb has a card show that we could go to in Atlanta.
2 weeks, right?
It's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan doesn't
September
have any
13th.
more PTO, so
Come on, Dan, join us.
he'll have to stay at home.
Is that when you're going to the race?
That's like the Columbus Day weekend, October,
Possibly.
possibly. Yeah, yeah. We might go to the IMSA race Columbus Day weekend, and then there's an XO. One of the guys with an Atom from Tail of the Dragon said there's like an X. What is it called? XO Fest.
Exoset.
Exoset.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
with
called
the
XO
XO
Fest.
Fest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a big, like Atlanta Motorsports Park or something like that. So we might go down. So what were your first impressions? I mean, I know you didn't you drove mostly on the highway of the S2000.
Small, like the cabin I thought was small, so my leg, like, there was nowhere to put after a couple hours of driving.
When you were driving?
Yeah. I ended up like putting the cruise control on, and then I like stuffed my right foot under the clutch pedal and just hoped that there's no like deer ran out from the road. But on the turns, super nimble. And actually, I started looking at them as soon as I got back from the trip. I was like, man, these are really cool cars. Revs to 9,000, and there's like this cool like intake noise when you get like 7-8 grand, which was really cool. And the shifter was like, you remember when you first got in the car, like, oh, I can't wait for you to feel like what this feels like shifting. Everyone describes cool feeling shifter as like a bolt action rifle, but it actually was pretty close. Like, it was really cool to shift. And then, you forget that it's from the year 2000. It doesn't feel like it should be. And all the controls are like you said, like right at your fingertips.
Yeah, but I was expecting it to be a harsh ride, which it was not. I mean, way nicer ride than the GT3 or obviously the Atom or even the Carrera. I thought it was softer. The steering is a little light, but I guess that's just a thing from that era. And also they were saying you feel like very confined, but it's small, like the seats are small, but I don't feel like the cabin.
I had tons of headroom.
Yeah, there's tons of headroom in it, and it revs to 9, but until I put the exhaust on it, it's quiet. Like I don't feel like you could hear that intake, but there's no exhaust sound per se.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately bought a NVIDIA Q300 exhaust, which makes it sound nice now. So
Sure does.
It's fun to drive. I mean, I feel like I'm in a whole new era of cars that I want to buy because I really enjoy driving on the track. I don't really so much enjoy driving a fast car on the road that much, especially like around here, like it's mostly highway. So I think I've decided like when I get another car, it'll be if I want to drive on track, it's gonna be a dedicated track car, and then I'm just gonna drive slower cars on the.
That was cool about the S2000, like getting on an on ramp. Like I really enjoyed that because you could go through like 4 gears before you were at highway speeds, and that was fun.
Yeah.
So in a lot of the other cars, like you can't do that without getting arrested. That made it really fun to drive.
The engine's, is it, I know it's, front engine car, but is the engine, like, seated behind the front wheels?
Yeah, it's a front mid.
Front mid, right?
Front mid engine. It's light, but it's heavy, I guess. It's all steel. I mean, but it's still small.
What are we looking at? It was like 2,800 pounds?
Yeah, something like that. 2,800 pounds.
Which for the size, I guess you would expect it to be a little lighter.
Yeah, it's really cool, too, though. The suspension's fully adjustable, like camber, toe, caster. And when I was under there doing the exhaust, you can see like the eccentric bolts and stuff like that with all the marks. It's pretty cool. So immediately, like within a couple days, I bought the exhaust. Mr. Webb and I put it on. It took like 5 hours just because there was a couple bolts that were stubborn. It sounds like a Honda 4-cylinder.
I think it sounds better than the Atom, honestly.
Oh, yeah. It sounds better than the Atom. For sure. Well,
not when you account for your turbo noise, but
yeah.
Pure exhaust sound.
That's what I was going to say.
It was better. It's deeper, for sure. When you left my house, it sounded pretty good.
Yeah. Nothing sounded... So we did the pod before my birthday, and then when you left that night, I know it sounded good when you left, but then when you got on the road down here, like far away, I could hear it. Like, that thing sounds good.
Yeah. You didn't have to be going fast in that car to have it sound loud.
Yeah. It's interesting the different sounds between like a 4-cylinder and a 6-cylinder and
inline 6, V6.
Yeah. But I think just like the more cylinders, it sounds like a higher pitch or that frequency because they're firing more.
I mean, that car is only 2.6 liters, inline 6, and it revs to 9,000. The titanium exhaust, just once you hit a certain RPM, it's like flipping a switch. I don't want to say tinny. It doesn't sound tinny, but
no. But see, I like that tinny
unique
sound, which is why I picked that NVIDIA Q300 because I looked at a lot of reviews and some people said it sounded tinny, and I actually like that tinny sound, so that's why I bought that exhaust, because I wanted it to sound like whatever that tinny, you know, that frequency. Like I actually kind of like that a lot. Other than that, the drive back, not much drama.
No.
Nothing happened. It rained a little bit.
Oh, I felt bad for Rob. So we're picking up the car, and he's telling us
So
how he's never driven it in the rain. And I don't think the guy that had it before him ever drove it in the rain. Rob's like the second owner. And Adam's like, oh, this is going to be my rain car. And his face, like, you know, you could tell he was like, oh, man, I wish that was not true. But
one thing you need to know
Trust
about
me,
Rob
it won't be true.
is everything is meticulous. So he replaced the battery with a Honda OEM battery. And then at one point he had messaged me during the week and said, oh, I think it might rain a little bit. Do you want me to change the wipers? I'm like, because I'm a real stickler. I need a clear windshield. I'm like, oh, if you could, that would be great. He's like, okay, I'll go to the Honda store and get the Honda wipers. And he went there. They didn't have the Honda wipers, but I guess they have there. It's an insert, so they clip in. It's like the rubber blade.
Oh, okay.
So he bought the OEM Honda rubber blade wipers. So he's super meticulous. His garage was super clean. All his cars are super clean. So we're sitting there at breakfast, and we were joking with Dan on the way down. We'd be like, hey, say we bought a wide body kit for this. And, because this car is 100% stock original. It's not a car that... I put the exhaust on it, and that's probably the only mod. There's like an airbox mod that you can do that makes it sound like the intake a little bit more. So I might do that, but if I did that, what I would do is buy like a second airbox and keep the original one.
Right.
But other than that, I'm not going to do anything else. No suspension, no tune, nothing. So we were joking with him about the wide body, but obviously I have the Atom, which is completely open. So literally this would be the car that I would take, not when it's pouring rain, but
if it might rain, 20% chance, yeah.
Right. So he kind of laughed, but I think he was like, I'm like, yeah, this is my strictly rain car. The car is perfect. He really took good care of that thing. The paint, I couldn't believe the flake in the paint. I'd never seen
it
one
doesn't
like
look
that
24
before.
years old.
No, it doesn't. I mean, there's nothing on that car that looks 24 years old. Other than the rear window has a little bit of haze into it, but I guess that'll buff out just from the way it folds. Looks brand new. So
how's the brake feel on that?
I didn't do too much braking, so just coming off the off ramp.
Okay.
But
yeah, no, it brakes. The car's light, so the brake feels good. Like I said, the EPS system on it, it feels kind of light, which is, I guess, the complaint on that car. The steering's a little numb. But I've driven it around, just some of the Pelham roads that we go on, and went up to Dan's one night to drop something off. And I love it. Honestly, it's just, nice to have that open air feeling. And it's just nice to be going 45 and feel like... You don't feel like you're going fast, but you just rev it out a little bit. I get the exhaust now. It sounds pretty good, but it's not like I don't have any cars right now that are highway cruisers. Mr. Webb's car,
well, not anymore,
is the highway cruiser. It's 85 in that car. It's loud. It's a little shaky. I don't think I'd want to go much faster than 95.
We're driving up, and I don't remember what shift I did at night. Adam's sleeping, and I put on some Tool. It's my driving music at night, and I'm just hunkered down, focused, and we'd either hit a bump or something, and you'd be like, you okay? You doing good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And then some of the Tool songs, they use,
alarms and beepers and
the
sirens, and so I'd be sleeping every 5 minutes. I'd hear a beep or an alarm or a siren. I'm kept waking up. It's
I think and the volume is weird. It's this toggle switch. I'm turning down the volume when it's making this weird noise. He's gonna wake up. Is everything okay? Is there? He's like, who's beeping at us. Like, it's just the Tool song.
Collectively.
So Dan, we're gonna transition here. Had bought the GTR a couple weeks ago, and then last
I
week
think 2 weeks to the day.
yeah. So last week he decided he was gonna sell his redundant Trans Am.
Which is really Julie's.
How did that conversation go? Who initiated the
Great
sale?
question.
Because in my heart of hearts, I would have. I get a little itch there. I would have sold one of the Trans Ams, and it would have been the white one. Only because they were kind of redundant, but I know Julie really loved the white Trans Am.
I do love the white Trans Am, and I liked it better than the black one, but it needed so much work, and we're not going to get around to working on it. I know we're not. We have too much stuff going on,
So, what you said a while ago has been like a bug in my ear where you were like, you should just sell it and buy a done one. You'll spend less money on it overall. And I knew that would be the case. But I was like, no, I can do some little stuff to it and make it drivable as it is. And this season, when I started it up in the trailer to back it out, major coolant smell. And I was like, oh, the head gasket's got to be replaced. And that was just like another thing on the list. And so I think randomly I was like, I think Adam's right. We should probably just sell it and get
Throw
something
me under
else.
the bus.
And she's like, yeah, I'm on board.
I
On
would
the
be on board
bus.
with buying another one, but we couldn't find that one, and that's what I would have wanted. I would have wanted another pace car, and we couldn't really find another pace car for sale.
There is one for sale. But they're real dogs. They're real dogs.
I would want one that was like fixed with like a better engine, and those are not for sale.
No, our original plans were to do like an LS swap to it, get rid of that motor, fix the interior beds, but it needs a whole new wiring harness, a new motor. The interior is terrible and needs a lot of work. The body was like a 6 out of 10. Once you get up close, there were some spots that
I don't
needed
know
to be totally
your Facebook
redone.
I thought your
It said
Facebook
eight.
said 8 out of 10.
Well,
man.
yeah.
All right, don't yell.
The salesman over here he doesn't understand why to upsell it a little bit.
I will say that Facebook video made that thing. I wanted to buy it,
Yeah. We were like,
but then I'm like, I've seen that car in person. They must
Took the
have.
video.
They must have rented a stunt double for this video.
I mean, it sounds good in real life.
It does sound
And
good,
it's
yeah.
fun to drive in real life. Like, it was fun car to drive, but it just needed so much work.
Yeah, they were. It was idling, and God, I hope this guy's not listening on this podcast.
Our last podcast had 22 views, so it's probably a better chance of him winning the Powerball this week.
So it's idling in the driveway, right? They're looking it over and revving a little bit, and I'm standing in the garage behind it, and I can see on the left tailpipe is like puff, 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 white smoke and liquid coming out. Just the left. And I was like, oh, that's not good. Don't come back here. And then they turned it off and took it for a test drive, and I was like, yes. But yeah, so it needed way more than it would have been worth to put in it. And clearly, I'm not going to do it because I haven't done it. We bought it and I've done nothing. Actually, the wheel was a little bit wobbly 3 years ago, and I bought wheel bearings and I just never put them in because we only drove it one day a year, really, to cruising downtown. So we thought, I thought maybe we should sell it and then just flip that money into something that's cheaper and ready to go.
Which is what you did.
Mostly.
Kinda.
Yeah, mostly.
Except it was double.
Except it was double. But we went to that Porsche day, and I've been I was thinking we have a cool collection of cars, and they're all different, completely different. And I was like, what else could we get that's going to be, something new and different? And in my head, I'm like, oh, it'd be really cool to be able to go to any of the Lars Anderson lawn events. So I was like, maybe we should get something German, that we can go to German Day. Well, what if we got a Porsche, so we can go to Porsche and German Day? And some of the other cars we were looking at was an E46 M3, an E36 M3. What else is in there?
Well, we looked at that STI for a little bit, but then I said the STI was kind of redundant because what would we take that to that we wouldn't rather take the GTR to?
The little Wendy's meat, probably.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was cool. I like the STIs, but I would never drive it in exchange for the GTR.
And then, I wanted an NSX pretty bad. Partly because of the pop-ups, right? Like, I really wanted a car with pop-ups. And I was like, well, Adam was talking about 944s for a while. You sent me a bunch of them, too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was looking into them, and I was like, oh, yeah, but, this is just some random guy in New York selling his, and I don't know anything about this, and if it needs work, I'm clearly not going to do it. So then I started looking for really well-sorted, completely done ones. And you had mentioned S2s as being like the one you want because they are more reliable than the 944 turbos. And I remember looking at one that I sent you a while ago. It was that Seacoast Specialist one. And then I found their Bring a Trailer listing where they try to sell it in May. And it listed everything that they had done to it. And it was extensive. And I was like, well, there's probably no better one to buy that's not going to give me problems. I can just get in and go. And so that's what we did.
So I had looked at that one when it was on Bring a Trailer because I have alerts. Because I was looking for S2s. What's that?
Stan, your
Comedy
alerts?
show.
What's that?
It's a comedy show.
Is he your alerts? I thought he sent it to you.
No,
I just-
not that one. That one I knew that about that car before he did actually.
Oh, okay.
That's like the first one.
And he looked at it like
I actually went
he
there
knew about
because,
that dent.
because when I sold the GT3 to some asshole, there was like coolant smell and white smoke coming out. Some guy bought it, and I was like, I wanted a 2-car solution. I knew at some point like I couldn't just have the Atom because it's just not practical. So I was looking for 944 S2s, and the reason why I'd never known about the S2 until those two really weird people from La La Jada, you know what I'm talking about, the father and daughter, who's probably stalking Kevin at this point. Told me all about the S2, which it's basically like the evolution of the 944S, and it's a better motor, and they sorted out a lot of stuff. So I started looking for those, and I had alerts set up, not Dan, like a legit BAT alert for S2s, and that came up, and I was looking, and I'm like, oh, this is a really nice car, and then I'm like, oh, that's in New Hampshire. So one day I drove the Atom up there and was looking at it, and all the guys from the shop came out, and the guy was like, this is the first time that this is a car dealership. Usually people looking at our cars, and all our guys are out there looking at your car. So I went in, I sat in it, I looked at it, I'm like, this is really nice, and I was like, this is too nice for me. I'm like, I want to drive the shit out of this thing, and it's all original, what's it got, 50,000 miles on it?
58.
58. All the leather was in nice shape. They had original, everything. And then I just kind of, watched the BAT thing, and I put a bid in for it, but it was just more than what I wanted to spend. And then, I had gone on the Facebook forums for, the S2s, and everyone's like, oh yeah, you should be able to get one for 18 to 23. There's nothing out there for that price that's nice. I mean, there's some dogs out there, I've seen worse cars than yours go for 30. So that car never actually, I think it got bid to 23 or 24.
21 something.
Which was close to, I guess there was I don't know, there was a comment on the BAT that was what the original Craigslist price went for. And I know they did a lot of work to it. It's a really nice car. I had said to you earlier today, you have so many cars that it's not like you're going to put 3,000 or 4,000 miles a year on that.
Not even 1,000 probably.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would. I mean, I got almost a little over 2,000 on the Atom this year. And then obviously the S2000, we drove it up, so
2,000.
Yeah, you already have 1,100 on that just there.
Yeah, 1,200 I think.
Yeah.
Which I was not happy about.
Okay.
Yeah, we drove. What did we take up there to go look at it? I think the GTR. So I
GTR.
parked the GTR, and then the kid working there was like a big JDM guy. He's coming out, and like the mechanics are coming out. And what do we take the next day?
The truck.
No, there was something else.
No, we took the truck.
No, Rose, Duke, and I went out.
Oh, I don't remember what day. I went there.
We took the Trans Am, and then when we picked it up, we took the truck. So like, they're probably like, "Who are these people?" Like every day they come here, they're driving something new.
They have some pretty cool stuff in the showroom. Some of those cars are storage cars.
Most of them actually, because I asked them.
Yeah.
They only have 2 cars for sale, or 1 now.
Did you see that? It's like a silver-ish blue car that's kind of looks like a Ferrari in the front, but it's Corvette based.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we talked to them a bunch about it. I forget the name of the thing.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But they did like a body off restoration, put it on a 63 Vet frame, I think. I think 63
The
is
front
what it
looks
is.
like a Ferrari.
Yeah, they're selling it for 130, I think.
And what's the engine? And
It's a
Corvette.
63, I think.
Hmm.
They had a gorgeous 1983 911 SC.
Yep, I remember seeing that.
That was pretty.
Yeah, that would be.
Mr. Webb, what's that going for?
Which one?
The 93. What was it?
Yeah, what are you gonna offer that for that? 80,000
$60
bucks?
of market value.
They'll walk you right out. No snacks, no free snacks for you. Just get out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got free snacks?
Yeah, well, I mean, cheese and crackers. They're not,
No, they had pretty good snacks.
They didn't offer me anything when I went.
They had all kinds of snacks and juice boxes.
juice boxes.
Nothing beats a Porsche dealership. snack.
Any,
Actually, you know
Pellegrino?
what beats the Porsche dealership?
Ferrari.
Mercedes-Benz Burlington has a nice like.
Oh, they have like a whole
Oh, they have a nail bar. They
cappuccino
have-
place in there.
Yeah, I know. Because Kevin and Mr.
Kevin
Webb
and I
go
know
there.
a thing or two about that.
So you go there and test drive stuff.
Yeah, they
just
just
get
go
some
there.
snacks.
And somehow,
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Webb convinced me to take my car with him to go to Mercedes of Burlington, and somehow we test drove an AMG GT car in there.
And he convinced you?
Right?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, really?
And then we literally test the guy gave us the keys, and then like I drove out of there, and he drove.
He's like, how can I get free snacks, not have to pay for gas, and drive a cool car in the same
I
day?
got a cappuccino, and what else did I have? Oh yeah, that place was.
Little Pellegrino action for you.
Oh, yeah.
I think they have like Sundays and stuff in there
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Like they make for you. Way better than Mercedes-Benz Boston.
They are slacking.
Yep.
You must have overpaid a lot for that car.
GQ is listening, then
Who?
GQ, Gerald.
Yeah. So what are your first impressions of driving that 944 S2?
Slow in a straight line,
Mm-hmm.
quiet,
How's the clutch feel on that?
weird.
Is it real high? Like
Yeah,
okay, because the S that I drove, the clutch was real high.
and it's not uniform. It's like very easy at the bottom, and then there's like this area where it's a little bit harder,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where it grabs. It just felt a little weird. I'm not used to it, although I've barely driven it.
What's that, like 190 horsepower or something like
208,
that? Okay.
according to the brochure, when it was new.
Yep.
And it feels great. Like it's pretty punchy in any gear other than fifth. You put your foot down and it goes. You can feel the torque. Corners are awesome. I'll say it probably rivals the S2000, honestly. Just in the little
Okay.
bit of driving I've done. I'm sure once you get it to like a track, that's where, you'll see.
I mean, those are known for really handling well.
But I mean, I was talking to Julie on the way here. Like, it feels amazing to drive. Like, super tight. It feels like a brand new 1989 car, but really surprising handling. I know the brakes work well because Julie was driving it home, and like a mile down the road, some guy just blew a stop sign right out in front of her. And I thought he was like in the breakdown lane or something because she had to swerve out of the way. But
I nearly died. Like, he slammed on brakes, like locked up the brakes, like swerved into oncoming traffic, like maybe a mile out of the dealership.
I wonder if that has ABS.
It didn't feel like it.
I feel like it might.
we were just reading that all cars in 1990 and older are required to have it. So we don't know if
I
it.
didn't.
Are you sure it's
No.
90? Because I thought it went, the book you gave me, I thought it
I
was
would
like
assume that
2000 and something.
that Porsche model would have
It might have.
would
But
have it.
It was scary though.
I'd like
but
to not
but
test
they worked
that.
well. I couldn't find the horn though, because there's no like central horn. So I was trying to like
Buttons.
hit
Oh,
the
the
horn.
horn buttons?
Yeah, I was trying to hit the horn and couldn't find it, and I was pissed.
Did your
off.
finger work?
His did.
Oh, well, the thing is, so once I did find the horn, I hit it, delayed, and I hit the horn, and that fucker flipped me off. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have cussed, but I was really annoyed.
So you know what I did to
Beat
that
you.
Prius by accident?
What? Oh, that was a Prius?
No, remember what I did to the Prius by accident when we were driving up?
Oh, yeah.
I did a whole lot of that to that guy.
Oh, you
I was in front,
with the truck?
yeah, and he
Okay.
cut, right behind
What
me.
was he driving?
It was like a white Kia SUV.
Oh,
What?
I used to have a white Kia SUV.
Were you driving it?
Maybe.
Well, Dan smoked him out for like a good long time, and I was laughing. I was
Yeah, he was like in the middle of the road trying to avoid it. He was
Yeah.
having a great time.
Yeah, you don't want to play with a diesel.
On
Well,
another note-
I'm glad you made it back safe. One piece. You know the brakes work. So today was Dream Ride. There was a couple events today. Kevin and Mr. Webb went to the PCA annual
Barbecue.
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 How many people showed up? It was a good turnout, or
I think like 50 cars. showed
So
up.
I would say it was like probably 40 or 50 cars, but we kind of did our own thing until the tournament, and then we just kind of
Tournament.
Cornhole.
cornered.
Oh.
Yeah.
GT bad boys came in semifinals. We made it pretty far.
what
Do
was
they
the-
have like cool team names like
The
the Cayman Champions or
no, there was
So,
the K-Men.
came
Oh
in.
God.
It was actually Jose Alejandro and Richard, two guys that I
who was it?
actually, Jose Alejandro with the guy with the Cayman S.
Yeah, I
and,
know what you're talking about.
and Richard with his Turbo S. Two guys who actually brought into the club and actually brought to the event. They actually won the tournament, or second place, I think they got, and they what was it? Yeah, literally spelled like boys to men, but it was like K-men. That was it. And
hmm
good time.
My favorite trivia name was My Couch Pulls Out, but I don't.
That's good.
That's a good one.
That's
We
a
should
good
use
one.
that next time.
Yeah, that's good for the PCA meeting.
Oh yeah.
So you didn't
Not
win
bad.
any awards?
Well, Aaron won second place for best Porsche.
Double A.
Yeah, double A. He won the award for. They were just doing best Porsche, basically 1 and 2, 3. Basically, they picked
Yeah,
them.
they had when we went a couple years ago. There was a lot of awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, for generation.
you won one,
and
right?
all that.
Yeah.
What did you win?
Let me reach around here in the back.
See what it is.
2022 PCA NER Summer Party Car Show Class Champion, Adults Choice.
Ooh.
Classic.
Yeah, I don't know what
Good
class
time.
I was in.
Who was the best car there today?
Oh, I mean, we were top 3.
We
Right?
were-
We were asking people like, "What's your top 3 best picks?" And what was
Yeah,
the,
so I thought it was one that old white duckbill 911T.
The 1972
19.
Oh, that's where this
911
came from.
Turbo.
All right. And then I really liked that GTS.
The one that hit the bird.
Yes, the guy who hit the bird. That guy.
Yeah.
He came.
You met up with him.
Yeah, he came out to Burlington. He came and yeah, nice guy.
That was just a really nice spec.
Really nice spec
car.
car. Yeah.
I don't know how you're not like the #1 Porsche ambassador. Like you've recruited more people into the PCA.
I
than-
literally have like today. I've been added like 3 people. I have 35 or 34 like actually in the group chat that I've allocated for this kind of
Yep.
project. So
Who do you get for this? Like pins? You get pins?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see where it goes. I mean, this is all like the podcast. We'll see where this takes us.
Probably not very.
So,
This is probably going to take you as far as the PCA membership chair or whatever. Brought a lot of people in.
yeah, maybe he'll sell me a membership today.
Yeah.
Convince me.
Buy
Now that the
that.
summer's party's over, maybe I'll just spend my $50 next year and wait.
No,
There's
the major benefit of PCA membership is, other than the people, is you can join the PCA raffle.
Yeah, you can win like a GT4 for like
yeah.
50
So
bucks.
usually there's a was it a fall and a spring or a
Mhm.
winter and a summer? Whatever. Twice a year they do a raffle,
Mhm.
and usually it's a pretty good car. I think the last one was kind of lacking, but like when they come out with like I think the one before that was a GT4 RS,
Mhm.
and was it 50 or $100?
Mhm.
And then the good thing about that is, so they have that grand prize, but then every so many entries after that, they add another prize, which is, you know, if they were doing a GT4 RS, they might do a GTS or something after that. So it's pretty good.
Plus like
That sounds
15K or
fair.
something like that.
Yeah, plus 15K to pay for the taxes. And you get discounts on, you know, like service. So where are you going to service your Porsche?
Probably in my driveway.
So
Unless something catastrophic goes wrong.
so it's not going to be serviced.
Oil changes only.
Okay, so Seacoast specialist.
Probably.
I have a $400 or $450 credit at KMC if you want to use it.
What's KMC?
He's like the guy around here in Lawrence. He's like
okay.
he's like the main independent,
Mhm.
like locally. He does a lot of race prep and stuff like that, but he'll work on some.
This car looks so easy to work on. Everything's out there, and unless they're weird vacuum, routing and stuff like that.
Nothing's easy to work on. I mean, I thought that exhaust was going to take me like an hour and a half, and it took me. I'm like banging out studs. No video did I ever watch had studs. Everything was all bolts. Taking off cross members, yelling at him.
Not a fun experience, but
Hold the light.
Yeah,
Hold it this way.
no, it was hold the exhaust up.
yeah. But he's trying to like text on his phone and shit when I'm like under there.
On your back,
Hey, I
sweating,
have-
holding a bolt.
Seriously, my like for 2 days, my like whole back and head hurt because I was just on that concrete for 5 hours straight going back.
If you want Mr. Webb to get a GT4, Mr. Webb has to do Mr. Webb, all right?
Okay, I don't want you to get a GT4. Actually, we've talked about that.
I'll give the fans what they want, don't worry.
The
No, but-
podcast fans, because that's probably your dad and his family.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah, I think Kyle subscribed.
I think he
Af-
did. Yeah, he
Yeah.
asked for the link.
Yeah,
Shout out
but
Kyle,
after
man.
after I sent the link, I had like 3 more views, so. And 1 more
Well,
subscriber.
there's people asking for it. There's like Aaron, those guys are like, hey,
Oh,
can
well.
we hear the podcast?
Yeah, but he's subscribed, so
Oh, he did? Okay.
I thought he did, but send it out to him. I'll send you the
I
link.
will spread the word.
Okay, last topic of the day is gonna be Dream Ride. How'd that go? I didn't go last year. I went the year before.
It was cool. We went mostly because, my kids wanted to go see the hypercars there, and there actually wasn't as many as there were last year. I think Saturday's the better day to go. Do the actual Dream Ride where you take the, Dream Rider around.
Yeah.
But it was nice weather, and they raised $7 million for charity. The Skyline was in the judge tent, which I think is the best value to do because you get, a shaded tent for the whole day, and it's the same price as normal. Actually cheaper. You get the whole weekend, so I don't know why everybody just doesn't apply for that. Apparently I won an award. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll find out. Someone stole a box of trophies, unfortunately.
So if any of our viewers from out of state don't know, Dream Ride's like a annual big car show. The Special Olympics, I think, is what the proceeds go to.
Hometown Foundation, I think.
Hometown, which I think is
It's
something to do with Special Olympics.
Yep.
And it's in Connecticut. Hypercars, Paganis, Aston Martin Valkyries and Valhallas and
Koenigsegg's. and
Koenigsegg's. Every,
even the
the high-end Ferraris, the I don't
LaFerrari, there's the Monza was
the
there.
the Monza. That was what I was thinking of.
It's cool stuff. Even in the parking lot, I like the parking lot the most, I think, because you see a lot of unique older stuff and some custom or bespoke cars like that Gunther Works Porsche. I don't even know what it's based off of.
What was
It's
it
like a
called? Yeah.
full carbon body.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. The
Do you have photos of it?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it started off as like a motorcycle.
There's a lot of motorcycles there.
Yeah, they have a big motorcycle.
Big
ride.
veterans like motorcycle ride there.
Yeah,
It is a long drive though. It's 2+ hours to get there.
Yeah, so there's a couple groups that drive down. Like I know there's one, Bach Exotics, that has a police escort.
They did not have a police escort this year, though.
Yeah, yeah.
And everyone was pretty... Because usually they open up, from, I think it's Boston or New England Ferrari, whatever his dealership is.
It's,
and they do an escort from there to the Connecticut line, and everyone loves to just blast down the roads there because they... Like, Jeffrey wanted to, like, really open it up this year, and I don't even know if he got to because there's no escort. So.
What do you know what the genesis of that was with no escort? Did you hear anything? Just
no idea. And actually we heard that there were state troopers
waiting,
and they were holding up spikes on either side as a
okay.
What?
Yeah, you better watch what you're doing kind of gesture.
So I mean, they've always done it for a while, and then when I went 2 years ago, I know there was an accident. It was an NSX actually hit like a BMW, but that was in Connecticut. And then I heard last year some guy in a Mustang hit, like rear-ended a Ferrari or something like that. So maybe that's
maybe they
just decided. I mean, I know in years past, like the state troopers are probably doing like 100 with the escort. And I was up front like 2 years ago, and I know at one point I hit like 137.
Behind the trooper?
Yeah, like in that line. Like I could see the main trooper up front, so maybe they just decided. I mean, it's kind of shitty that they would be out there with spike strips. So I'm wondering if they drove fast or what. I mean, I know
some groups did.
I know the group we drive with, they drove down pretty fast too. So
how many cars were in the group that you were in?
We just went by ourselves.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
But we ended up, meeting up with other people just on the road driving. Francesco blew by. There was like a vet with him, and I could see all the 603 like squad-driven people on the 495 rust area. And like half of them caught up to us because we weren't really.
Did the squad-driven people drive with the 603 people, or
I think so.
Did they?
At least a few of them did. Like the Supra that's all like
Liberty
splattered. Yeah,
sticker. The white one ish.
It's like black with like a neon paint splatter kind of all over it.
So I didn't go just because we got in late last night.
Yeah, I probably won't go next year unless we do like Saturday only, something like that.
Yeah, you'll probably. Are you gonna do the Boston Cup this year? No,
I don't think it's worth $275.
Are you doing it?
I don't know. That's the weekend I'm debating about what I want to do.
What weekend's that?
The Palmer weekend for track.
Okay, I'd rather do a track day.
Right
What weekend's that?
It's the 29th, I think.
Yeah, 28th, 29th.
Because import face-off is the same day, and I'm doing import face-off. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Probably lose to some giant 18-inch subwoofers in a Civic, but it's okay.
I don't think so, man. That GTR is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm dying.
I mean, the color is like... Yeah. I've never seen that color before. So.
It's cool, like, driving by people and hearing what they say. They either love it or they hate it.
Really? Who hates that?
Well, we were leaving, and someone was like, "Oh, that thing's so quiet. It should be way louder."
I don't think your car's quiet.
But
yeah, like they want it to be like, I don't know, Paul Walker's like 2,000 horsepower beast car or something. Like it's not about that. But that's like a kid thing to think.
Not everybody's got taste.
Yeah, no tint on there. I'm keeping the windshield stock, visible.
Oh,
no strips.
No strips.
Honestly, that tint, I want to rip it off. We drove back last night. I almost got in an accident because...
Well, I told you I would fucking drive.
Okay, don't swear. I have to beep you out now.
Okay.
It's family friendly. And then the other thing that sucks is when... You know how, like, normally if someone's next to you at night, you can see their lights kind of...
All right, dude.
You can't see the lights.
You're going to have to keep ratting me out.
Yeah, no, like our vet had that for a while because I thought it'd be cool to like have it blacked out. So we did like 15%. No, it was because I always get it wrong. Well, not 15%. Like 80% on the windshield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then like 20% on the windows.
Yeah.
We had to roll the windows down to see.
That's what I was thinking about doing.
Going forward, I had to roll the windows
and
down
the other
so like my
thing
periphery would work. It was not.
It's like constantly driving with your sun visor. Because you got that
like,
strip.
Wear your sunglasses home. Go drive with your sunglasses on and see, how easy it is. It was ridiculous. I had to Like, and they were gonna charge me more to take it off than to put it on. So
Forget it. Yeah.
I spent forever
You
scraping
can take
glue.
it off. You can scrape it, man.
No, because they removed like your sensors and stuff to put that on the windshield.
I had to use like a steamer and Goo Gone and
I mean, I like tint, but not like that.
All right. Okay.
Well, we were just talking about taste.
We all have different tastes. Respect all.
Some people like exhausts that sound like machine guns going off, and
yeah, that's another.
some people don't.
Some guys like, does that have two-step? No, it doesn't have two-step on it.
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Like, I know what two-step is, but you have to have it.
you don't have to, but
No, but I mean, like, what does that mean?
everyone
Does
wants
that,
it on like a normal car. Like everyone wants anti-lag on a.
Yeah, but
your
that's not
normal
real
car.
anti-lag, is it? Is that what that is? The two-step?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe there's some nuance, to it, but I think by definition that's what they mean. I think they use them interchangeably. But no, I'm not doing that. That would be stupid.
Do you ever
So,
do,
so you need a turbo to do that?
Yeah.
Big turbo.
I don't. You probably don't, but that would be just even worse.
Do you ever do heel toe on yours?
I can't do that in anything. I tried it the other day and I just broke.
No, the
like
Atom's
this.
easy. The
I always have to blip it before I brake.
The S2000 is hard.
Oh, there was an Atom a Dream Ride.
Oh, there was?
Is this?
Yeah.
What kind?
An Atom 3. Like an early one.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool.
What color was it?
Orange.
Arrow?
He didn't have a windshield. He did have... he had a front wing. I don't remember seeing a rear wing.
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get his name?
Yeah, I did.
Is it Instagram?
Where's he from?
No. He's from Connecticut.
What's
His name
he
is
do for a
Rob
living?
Wang.
Rob
Okay.
Wang?
Or Huang. I don't know.
Is he
I'm
Asian?
gonna... Yeah.
Rob Wang.
It's incredible. How did you know?
That's probably Wong.
Maybe it is. HWAN.
Don't disrespect the Wang,
Gee.
man.
No, it's probably W-A-N-G. Wow.
Well, that's what I would say Wang, but
Well,
W-H would be Wahang.
let's see what it is. It's HWANG. Huang.
Oh, yeah. Huang.
go figure.
Probably
Rob
Wong.
Huang.
We'll ask. I'm gonna ask Yaya later how to say it. But that's cool. Do you like it? How long has he had it?
A year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Year and a half.
He's only tried it a couple times.
He said
More
it'll
than
scare
me.
the shit out of you. That's what he said.
What, tracking it or his
Yeah.
car?
Tracking.
Tracking it.
Scared him.
Yeah.
That's an NA.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, great.
210 horsepower. Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get his social security number too?
No, he didn't give that out.
Yeah, we'll have to. Where's he tracking? What or Lime Rock?
It must be. Yeah. That's where he'd be closest to. He's probably equidistant from there and what's the other one down
New
there?
York Safety, yeah.
Stratford.
He said the name.
Stratford's, I think, just an oval.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Because my buddy Matt races like late models. Races late models down there. It's just an oval.
Probably Landmark then.
Cool. All right, and next time.
Next time. We'll
Kevin's
talk
new
about-
car.
Yep, Kevin's new car.
He's the only one that hasn't bought a new car.
Don't even. I bought 4 cars this year.
He did buy probably more cars than you this year.
He probably did, actually, yeah. All right, the Maverick is up next. What are you going to do to the Maverick?
Should get a Trackhawk.
How's the Ram?
I'm beating the living hell out of that truck. Let me tell you, I'm putting things in the bed, putting the back. I'm going in the mud, everything.
Are you hydro locking it yet?
I'm getting there. No, I just hit like 6,000 miles. Like it's we're doing good so far.
Okay. And you looking at anything else?
Honestly, no. I did so much looking last year, and then GT3 is this, GRS is this, and Ram trucks that, and this. I looked too many cars. I'm done. Give me 3 years, and then I might replace my Ram for maybe a Taycan, maybe a Cayenne, for a new daily kind of thing.
I still scroll through Facebook
I
Marketplace.
can't. I
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
Every day.
I still do too. You know.
Yeah. Say to myself, I'd get that. I could get that.
Yeah, we were like flying, and he's like, get this thing. I'm like, what is that? He's like, oh, that's my suggested page. I'm like, how do you get all those cars? I'm looking at Marketplace. I'm like, I don't have anything. No, that's my suggested page.
You got to keep
Yeah, if
offering.
I open it now, it's probably...
I get them too because he sends me so many that I open up the links that now Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, but they're
all
not-
I want to do is buy cars.
I think they know we don't have any money on it anymore because it's 1990 F350 for $1,100.
There's not one.
That's about...
There's
That's
not.
about what we could get.
There's not one fitness model on his suggested page.
No, I was getting prom dresses. Creepy enough.
Oh.
That's super creepy.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm
I'm
getting
not
those.
wearing those.
Were you looking at limos? No, I'm serious.
No limos.
Because we were driving in Nashville after we came to see you, or before. And there's a limo, and I was like to Mr. Webb, I'm like, that is a boss move if you just daily drive like a limo. And then there was one on Bring a Trailer. There's one on there now.
Do you have alerts for limos?
No, but I just saw it. I was looking on Bring a Trailer today to see what was on
Imagine
there.
that.
It's cheap too. It's like $5,000.
I would drive a limo.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna park it?
On the street. Power move.
Yeah, our neighbors all park on the street.
Yeah.
So
You'd have to get picked up in that next time I drive a car back for you.
So I said that I could get like a, you know those garages that are like, what do you call it?
Carports?
No.
yeah, like
they're
a Walmart garage,
Like a Walmart, like a Bass Pro Shops or Walmart garage or like Cabela's.
like
or
a
something.
portable,
Like the zipper gun?
Yeah, like the zipper one.
canvas portable.
I'm like, why don't I
Prepper
just get...
stuff where they
I'm
stuff it with like ammo crates and
Yeah.
Yeah.
CB
I'm like, why
radios.
don't I just get that? And then he's like, oh, there's something against it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, the neighbors park on the street.
You have covenants.
Oh yeah, I don't think your neighbors would like that. Nobody
I
wants
don't
to see
care.
that go up.
No, the neighbors on either like down there and over there park on the street.
Yeah.
But the neighbor across the street is,
Chill.
I guess, but I always
He's
feel
like
like
one of the
they're,
nosy neighbors, though. But
they're like judging us for not having the best lawn or like that type of thing, you know.
Yeah, we have that too.
Just because he like keeps his stuff nice, you know what I mean? I mean, my stuff's nice too, but I mean, like, his is extra. And then the other neighbors next to him are a retired couple, and they work on their property 7 days a week, 8 hours a day. They're out there,
yeah.
like this would not be my retirement life. This is like you're basically like,
Yeah.
you know.
Like, sorry, we don't have a granite mailbox post. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, we might have one soon. But anyway,
Yeah, our neighbor makes comments about his grass edging all the time. He's like, your house looks so nice, so you shouldn't.
you should edge.
Yeah, go ahead, Tyler. Say it.
But
On that note,
on that note, actually, my friend Matt, who races the cars, his neighbor across the street bought those lawnmowers that they use for like greens, like golf
like
greens.
a real mower,
Yeah,
the real.
yeah,
real
yeah,
type?
yeah. And he bought like 5 of them and
Like
made
one
money.
of the push
like
ones or like...
Yeah, no, they're like electric or whatever, but they're whatever. And his lawn looks like a golf course lawn. He's got those like straight lines, and
The strips, the lines.
Yeah.
You know.
So, anyway, all right, another one in the books, and
Daddy, you sure you know what you're doing?
we'll figure out what the next one will be. So, you got anything to say before we go, Mr. Webb?
I mean, appreciate everybody,
Appreciate
all 15 people.
all 20 views.
Appreciate you all.
Okay, thank you.